Welcome back to the Thompson family garage. Milwaukee M12 soldering iron. Green lights on. Let's go see what it does. Today we're doing a little bit different stuff, and the young men are not here this week, so I'm all by myself. I do quite a bit of wiring. Let me just show you what I'm doing right now. Working on this 55 Chevy panel truck. It's a ground up build, so I'm just installing the wiring harness right now. I've done quite a bit of other wiring on other projects as well, so you need to have the right tools. And this thing, she's going to be a game changer. Milwaukee 2488-20 M12 soldering iron. Tool only kit in this one. And yeah, this thing's going to be great. So I've taken it out of the package already once and put a battery in it, cycled it, turned it off. I've melted some solder on here, but I haven't actually used it to solder any wires yet. So let's open her up here and see what's in here. It comes with this pokey bit here. That's probably for doing more circuit board stuff, fine soldering. And the tool. This one has the spade bit on there right now. You just push this button. It goes from 90 degrees all the way out to 180 or straight. Little switch here, that's on, that's off, has battery indicator, has a heat indicator. The tips come off pretty easily. Just unscrews, comes off, put her on. Easy peasy, feels pretty robust as well. Pretty substantial in your hand, doesn't feel cheap. That kind of lined up. I have a battery already charged up here. We'll plunk that on. These ones with the base I think are going to be the better item to use with this, because if you set it down, you'll be able to just set it down and it'll stay there. Whereas if you have the other style of battery without the base, you set it down, this hot part is still off of the table, but it could run into things, right? So I think for my application, this stand-up style of battery is the better option for this. And yeah, I used to use just a little butane torch for 99% of my soldering and shrink wrap. So you just heat this up, solder it, a little bit of flux, and shrink wrap it, and you're done, right? But sometimes with the small connections, the flame tends to burn the insulation, makes it a little bit of a mess. But once you get the shrink wrap over top of that, yeah, it hides it all, but you know it's messy underneath there. So yeah, can it be done better? Yeah, so that's why I have this. So I can still use the torch for doing the shrink wrap stuff and not the solder and shrink wrap. So we'll use this just for shrink wrap. We will use this for soldering. It says on the box here, heats quickly, 18 seconds. I don't think it gives you a temperature on here of what it actually gets to. Has some directions on the back here. Solid green indicates operating temperature is reached. We're going to check that out. And if it comes on in the 18 seconds, red indicates tool is off and still hot, which is an outstanding feature, because you can be using this, turn it off, and this light turns red. It indicates that the tip is still hot. So when it comes down to temperature, the red light goes out. That's awesome. It says only store tool when light is off, which is probably a good recommendation. Oh, here we go. Specs, maximum temperature, 750 degrees F. Heat up time, 18 seconds. Length, weight, all this other stuff. But yeah, this thing I know there's other style of butane torches stuff that do soldering and the heat shield on them to do heat shrink, but I've never ever gotten one of those. But this one, she's going to be awesome. So let's turn this on here, and I'm going to have my stopwatch right here. And I'm going to push start. As soon as I turn that on. Can you guys see that? Maybe not. I don't know. So let me do this with two hands here. Maybe I can do the start and turn it on. So let's do this and see if we get to the 18 seconds. There. Flashes while it's heating up. 7, 8, 9, 10. 18 seconds, and she's still warming up. There we go, 20. It was 20. So that was pretty close. That was pretty close to the 18. I'd probably give that a pass, right? I've not had this on for a couple days, and like I said, I've only had it on one other time, and I melted some solder with it. And that light, she's pretty bright. Let's see what this temperature on here actually is without trying to... will it do that? Well, it says only 200. $199.5, and what did the box say? 750 maximum temperature. So maybe the longer you leave this on, the hotter it gets. Oh yeah, 240. So it comes up to the minimum temperature, looks like around 180 maybe, 190 when the green light goes off. After 18, 19 seconds, somewhere around there. Also has a work light right there. Be careful what I touch here, it could be hot. So let's leave this on for a little bit. See what kind of temperature we get to. 250. 270, 750 seems like quite a long ways away. Will it melt solder? Yeah, instantly. So that's awesome. That's pretty good. So if I was going to do this solder joint here, connect two wires from one, I've already prepped the wire, cut the insulation off. I always put a little bit of flux core solder on there. Let's just hang that around there. Let's see what this thing can do. Oh yeah. So you can see it's soldered there. So now I would just put shrink wrap over top of this, shrink it, and you have a 100% perfect connection. It's not going to fall apart. It's not going to break. None of that. Let's see what the temperature is here now. 313, 320. So it is going up, but this will clearly melt the solder that I have right away. So that's really all you need. You could use it probably in, like they said, the 18 to 20 second range is probably enough to heat this solder. So yeah, that's a game changer for me. It's so portable. You can take it anywhere, sits up there nice. You can use it just like this. You could put the wire up to here and do the solder like from here, like that. Yeah, you could move it around, take it with you. Do whatever you need to do. Yeah, this thing is awesome. I don't know how long the battery lasts, but I guess we'll find out. And when you turn it off, it said this red light stays on until it comes back down to maybe ambient temperature. I don't know what that temperature is, but maybe we'll find that out when the light goes out. But the charge indicator right there, battery charge indicator, goes on. See, the battery's fully charged, 4 lights, and then it flashes green, telling you it's heating up. So let's turn it off. See what it gets to. Yes, definitely recommend that beast. I've seen it in the store for about a month now, and I've been debating with myself whether to get one or not, and it was time. Yeah, this thing's gonna be awesome. Along with the torch, where you have some fire, I guess, application, maybe you don't want that some places, so I do have this heat gun here too. That'll melt shrink wrap as well. That's good for bigger stuff. The smaller heat shrink, it's very easy just to wave it around, keep it moving on the heat shrink. Don't set it all in one place. Keep it wiggling around like that. That'll shrink it. It works very well. I've done lots and lots of wiring like that. But like I said, some areas maybe under the dash is a tight spot. You don't want flame, so use this as well. No flame, so use this. Yeah, this thing's gonna be great. And the red light's still on, so it's still coming down to temperature. It tells you this tip is still hot, so watch out. Be careful of it. And yeah, this definitely is something the young men can learn to use, because it's pretty safe. Keep the tip away from you, right? But yeah, I'll be showing these young men this tool when they get back, and we'll see, maybe they can start doing some soldering and wiring and learn that, because it's not as difficult as lots of people make it out to be, as long as your wires are clean. I think the key is some kind of solder, or not solder, sorry, flux core paste. Cleans the wire so the solder will stick. The older corroded wires are harder to solder for sure, but most times you can get them clean enough with the flux, will clean all that stuff off. You can see it's still hot, so it takes a while to come back down to ambient temperature. What are we at right now? 170, so it's still pretty hot. Stays warm for quite a while. Maybe the heating up part is more important than the cooling down, because when it's cooling down, you're probably finished using it, so you're just going to set it here and go do something else probably. Whereas when you're turning this on, getting ready to use it, you want to use it now, so you don't want to be waiting here for 5 minutes for a heat up. So yeah, 18 to 20 seconds, that's very reasonable for sure. There, see, took only what, like 5 seconds there, 4 seconds probably. Game changer. Yes, absolutely worth the money for sure. But yeah, thanks for watching, and coming to the Thompson Family Garage. Please subscribe and subscribe some more, and share with your friends, and see how the young men grow along the process and what they learn and what we can do together. So thanks for watching. Come back again. Bye.